Again to another exciting one. My glass is not standing well. Okay, guys, today we want to, take a look at classes and objects and what does that really mean in Python. I noticed that this is the area where people get really confused about coding. We're going to break it down like pizza. All right, so today we want to see it like in a real life analogy. Let's think about class. Class is just like a blueprint. Imagine if you want to build a house, you would like to have like something like an design, architectural design, where you have how many rooms do you want to have in there. Then if you have a room, what do you want to place inside those rooms? What are the things that will be functioning inside those rooms? Okay, let's picture it this way. You want to create a 3-bedroom apartment. You have probably living room, you have maybe 2 rooms where you want to, 3 other rooms, you might have master rooms. These are just space. Okay, so but there are some things that is going to be inside this space, like maybe your bed in the room. Maybe you probably want something like a shelf. Maybe you have a mini library beside the room. All these things are attributes of that room, like something peculiar to that room. Okay, so also imagine if you're in the living room. If you're just in the living room, that means you can have your TV and then probably you can have your 3-seater chairs. You get all these things, by the time you have space, there are some things you post inside this place. Those are attributes. But let's talk about functionality. What is the function of the living room? What is the function of the bathroom? What is the function of the toilet? Those are what will make us to, be probably putting some tools inside all those rooms so that they're going to perform their functions. All right. But this particular tutorial, we're going to use car as an instance. Imagine you want to probably, build a car. The car probably can have a name. They are probably maybe model or something. Okay, just like name also. Imagine individual. Individual can also have a name and age. Individual like a person will have probably attributes. So that is the name and the age. So what is the function of that person? Okay, maybe the person has a hand to write, the person has eyes to see. All these things are functions of that entire person. All right, enough of the talk. A class in Python is a template. Let me just break it down for you. Yeah, understanding class. And like I said, imagine, let's use a car as an instance. Just imagine you are building a car in a factory. You start by designing blueprint for the car, like the wheels, the engine, the color, etc. Or let's say it's just like a blueprint of something. So the car blueprint from the blueprint, the entire car, after you've designed the blueprint on paper, now when you now built the car completely, probably maybe you're done with the car, that is now the object. So we are going to be talking about classes, which is a blueprint, and object, which is the real thing that we want to build that makes us to create blueprint in the first place. I know I'm talking too much. I want to make sure that you really understand this. So then let's see what class really means. All right. Like you see, class in Python is just like a template. Just have it at the back of your mind. Template or blueprint to create your own custom objects. So then it defines 2 things. Yeah, the property, which is the attribute, and the behavior, which is the method. So 2 things are involved. When you talk about method, we normally use it interchangeably with functions. And when you're thinking about functions and coding, it means something that performs a particular task. Yeah, that thing that have open and close brackets in front. All right, an attribute is just like a property of something. So that is it. Don't worry, we're going to create something and you're going to have the feeling. So then what is an object? Excuse me. An object is something created from class, like the real thing we want to create before we create that. That is what makes us to create a blueprint in the first place. So enough of the talk. Let's just see step-by-step procedure on how to do things. So if you want to create an object, that means the first thing you need to create is the class. All right. So let's get it done. So let's create a class. So if we want to create a class, you will create a class by using the word class. Right, using the word class. So the moment you do that, I've created the word class. You can see it gives me in green. That means it's a keyword. So imagine if I want to talk about person now, maybe I just want to create person class. Yeah, the moment I create it, I have to put that double column so that I'll hit on enter so that to jump on the line. So now if you want to create a class, there's what we call constructor. That thing is just like the default thing you need to do. I don't want to use a name that will be like a professional jargon. And that thing is like a function. You know, when you are creating a function, we normally use def. Now you now hold on shift and type underscore. So and you now say init and another underscore. So this particular thing you are saying is called constructor. That is the first thing you need to do if you are creating a class. So without this thing, the class will not function. That is why we need to create this function for the class to function. You know how it means? We create this function for the class to function. I think it's funny, but that is just it. So another thing you like to write is self. You know, I don't know why Python make it this way. If you create this class and you create this function without this self, I don't know, maybe class want to show itself. I don't know, maybe you just have to put self. Then you will now put attributes, things that you want that class to have. Then, because it's a person, I would like to have a name, and at the same time, I would like to have age. So don't put dot, just a comma. All right. So these are the two things that is created in my own brain, but these are the follow com, like the things that you need to do. When I say follow com, I mean things that you need to do. All right, you have to put this double column here, and you say, you know what? Because I have created this follow com function, it's funny. I just want you to have an idea. Then that means I have to use this self so that I will have access to this attribute. Don't forget that we said a class we have a property which is called an attribute, and this is the attribute we're talking about. And at the same time, it's going to have a behavior, which is a method. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how the method is being created in a jiffy. All right, I'm excited. So then we say self because we have to use it. Then what is the first thing that we need? We need name. We'll type it and we'll say equals to. Then we'll now type the name. So the moment we do this, that in the intelligence of Python, creating class means it is telling us that this is our what? Attributes. Things that belongs to that person that makes us to be able to recognize that person. Okay, attribute of that person, characteristics of that person. All right, what about age? We do the same. We say self dot age is equals to age. I think this is incredible. Yeah, but if you look at it, everything starts under class. But when we create function, everything starts under init. So that means this is enclosing this attribute. And this class is enclosing this function. Don't forget that, because if we do not do that, we might find it error. So another thing I would like now to do is that I now want to create a function, okay, in a class, which is a method, this second one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say, because it is another function, this is a follow com function, I now want to create my own function. Whether it is follow com, the one that comes with class, or the one you are creating, you use def. All right, so I want to call it greet. So if I do that, that means I will give it self as well. Then if I should do that, that means I will have a double column outside. If I should do that, that means function always have a body. You know, that is why this function has a body. So what is the body of this one? Then I want to say just print, hello, my name is Fash, the tech guy. Hello, my name is Fash, the tech guy. Hello, my name is, what is your name? Then I need this name. So then I will not type this name again, because it is already in the class. I will just copy this thing. So that is it. That's what it means. Boom. Yeah, that is how to create a class. Yeah, just run it. You can see nothing is happening because we are right. Then let's explain. I've explained class defines a new class called class. This init, I've explained it. This self is stored, is name stored inside the name, inside the object. So greet is a function inside the class. So I've actually explained everything in there. So what is the next thing? If you create a blueprint, you need to create its object. Do you understand? All right, so let's create its object. So if you want to create its object, what you're going to do is that you have to put that object inside a container like a variable. So let me say P1. You know what variable really means? I just say person1. Do you know how I got this person from? Yeah, it's because I've successfully given it a name here. So that is the name I'm writing again. Yeah. After then, and I'll say then I'm creating an object for real. But there are basically two things that are the attribute of our object. That is the name and the age. Okay. So what is the name? Let me save. Fash. And what is the other thing that I have inside of that attribute? That is the age. Let me say 25 years. I just put 25. All right. So now I can literally, run this code. Nothing. Let's say person takes no argument. Oops, something is happening. Let's check it out. I want to see exactly what happened. And okay, I think I've seen it. Okay, I think I've seen it. So this place, the underscore is supposed to be 2 together. Let's see. I think that is it. Well, let's run the code. Yeah, it runs, but let's run this. Yeah, I think it runs now. I think that is where the error is from. My bad. So what we're going to do is that because we've added this, then we can now have this print. We can print this together. So we cannot print this because it's not going to do anything because it's just like a blueprint. But what is inside of it, which is the functions, we can call that one. So if you want to call that one, because you have created the object, you can call anything inside this place. Yeah. So that P1 will now say, because I have created the object, I can now say P1.greet. Yeah. So let's run the code. So you can see, hello, my name is Fash. Yeah. And if I want to probably add another thing, I can say I am what is the age? I'll just copy this thing again. I'll separate it with comma. I'm 25, and I'll comma again. Years old. I just want to try it out. I want to see if it's gonna work. Okay, something happened. Expression cannot contain assignments. Okay, what happened? Oh, sorry. I think I just copied something wrongly. Yeah. Okay. Then imagine if I run this thing again, greet. My name is Fash, I'm 25 years old. You can see it's really easy, just separate it with comma and call the attribute. Pull the attribute there and everything is going to be like boom. All right, so that's it. So then if you want to, you can, because you already have a blueprint, then you can decide to have more classes. You can see, I can say this one is P2. That is the idea, because we already have a blueprint. You have person again, you have James. Oh, that is the idea. James is 43. This is 46. And you just copy P2.greet, copy it. Yeah, so you can have, since I have a blueprint, I can use it anytime I feel like. Yeah, just have to create the object. My name is James, I am 42 years old. My name is James, I am 46 years old. Hold on a sec. Okay, sorry, something is wrong because this is supposed to be P2. Okay, this is supposed to be person. Okay, sorry, it's supposed to be person. Okay, my name is Fash, I'm 25 years old. My name is James. You can create as many objects as possible because you've already had this blueprint. So imagine this lengthy line of code. You are just calling one thing or two things and it's giving you results. So that is the beauty. All right. So now the times and meaning, classes is the blueprint and the object is a real object that you're creating. That is a real thing. This is a real item. So init is that thing that is a constructor that constructs the entire class. But don't forget, you need to include self and put the probably attribute. And then because class contains two things, it contains attribute and at the same time it can contain function. whichever function that we want to use, I just use the function greet. You can use another functions to calculate anything or probably do anything for you. The reason why I'm not going into deep advanced stuff is that I really want you to master this thing so that you will not miss anything out. Okay, so that is it. So another thing I would like to probably create is that, let's say for instance you want to play a game. Okay, we're running out of time, but let's just create it, because by the time we do one or two things, let's say we have a class of player, and this player we're talking about needs to probably have a def, and init. You know what init really means? Init is that constructor. Okay, and open and close. Don't forget you need self. Okay, hold on. Don't forget you need self. That is the first thing. And that thing, after that, you don't need probably, let me say, the name of the game and the level. Okay, two things. Okay, now that I have these things now, then what can I do? Like I want to probably, I need to attribute which is the name and the level. So don't forget, because this is also a function, I have to put quotes. So use self, because we are used to using it, because that's the first thing that you have to do first. Then name equals the name itself. Then you also need level. You have self dot level equals level itself. Then if you probably want to create any function, now you can create function. You can say def, which is the function that I want to create. I want to show the information. Show bread. I can use underscore info. What information do I want to show? I'm going to show you. All right. Don't forget, because it's a function inside a class, so you have to put self. Then after you've done that, don't forget, because it's a function, you have to end up with quote. And after that, you need to put a name, which is the name of the game, which is then, and you have to put level. Okay, say print. What I want to print is the name and the level of the game. Maybe Temple Run, one of the game that I like, the name of the game. But yeah, I'm just going to say self.name. And here, if I should put comma, just put name is Temple Run and level. Temple Run is level. Then I'll put level as well. And self.level. So it's as simple as that. Then if I want to do this, because it's a player one is playing what type of game are you playing as player one? You can see by the time I want to create object, I'm not starting from any inside of the class. I'm starting from outside. Player equals, what are you doing as a player? This player is now the object. So I have to create this player, but let me call this one player one, so that it will not be the same thing. Player. Then what is the name of the game? Temple Run. I like Temple Run. Temple Run. And what is the name of the what is the level? Level 5. All right, if you like Temple Run, comment in the comment section. All right, so what we're going to do, because I have successfully created this, then I need to run it and I need to show it. All right, let me run it. Then I still have an error. Print self.name was never closed. Let's check it out. What's going on? Self.name was never closed. I'm trying to look at it. Trying to look at the error. All right, I think I'll spot it because this has never closed. That's the idea, because just learn how to debug. Nothing is going to be written correctly at all the time. So I want to use this particular function. Then I can now see player.showInfo. Player.show_info. All right, good. All right, this is beautiful. Okay, let's run the code. Player.showInfo. Name player is not defined. Okay, what's going on? Let's try to fix it again. Name player number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think save name. I'm trying to fix it. I think I've seen where the error is from. Is player 1. Let's run the code. Boom. Tempo run is level 5. That's just it. So we're running out of time, but I would like to complete it. And if you're updating probably anything, let's say you want to update the attribute, let's see how it goes. Like you just want to update attributes. Maybe you use something at the top and you don't want to use it again. You want to use another thing. So that is what it means. So let's create a new. I'm going to be a little bit faster because the reason why I want to have like 3 code is that I just wanted to get used to it. I need a dog, and probably the dog is going to have a def functions. Init is there. Init is there. And that init is going to have that init is going to have self because we are used to writing self and the name of the dog. And that's it. We just have to have the name of the dog. I just want this to be too short. And what is the name of the dog? And self. And then to be equals to dot. Self dot to be equals to name. And it's going to be name. But one thing is this. If I should write self dot energy. So, okay, I'm just using this energy. Energy is not here before. It has not been there, but I'm trying to add it. Just say 100. I give it a value immediately. Then I can decide to create another function. So it is not there here before, but I decided to give it here. That means I am updating my attribute here, and I'm giving it a value immediately. So I said def. I just want you to run, and I will say def run, and I'll say self because we're creating a new function. And just print something for me. If you are printing anything for me, let me see, just print this self name, the name of the dog. You know, these are blueprint until I give it value, that is when it will work. Run energy now. Let me just give it something. Let's say this dog is Jack now, but the energy that is using to run now as Jack, run with, let me say run, just want to give it a name, energy now. So what is the energy that I use to run now? You know, this is the energy, just call this, but the energy can be updated as we move on. Yeah, good. So this has been updated. Then I can now say dog 1 is equals to, what is the name of the dog? I'll just, this class dog, because that is a class dog, and I'll say, then let me say Jack is the name of the dog. All right. So then, because I just created this object, I didn't use any method inside of it, then I can use run method. I'll just copy this and I'll say, you know what? I want to use you because I've created a function inside of you called run. Okay. Yeah, you can see that I did not put this attribute here, but I was able to inscribe it in the code. So that's exactly what I'm trying to explain. Okay, something is wrong. Dog Jack run. Dog takes no argument. Okay, let's see what's going on. Level C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what happened? Dog 1. Just want to see what the problem is. Self.name. Okay. All right, like I said, debugging is good. You can see I used 3 underscore here. So just have to remove it. So let's run it. Okay, you can say Jack runs energy of 100. So if I should just put probably save energy and minus 10 from it, you can see because I've changed the attribute. This is the attribute and I've changed it here. So let's run it. You can see Jack run the energy of 90. So that is what it means. So I want you to take time to write this code. I know it's a bit longer. So, but let's see what we're able to achieve. We're able to understand how to create class. We're able to understand how to create the inbuilt functions, which is known as the constructor. And we're able to inject attributes inside this constructor. And we're able to use it, call it with self, and we'll create our own functions, what exactly we want that class to do for us, which is to print the name of the dog and the energy. And here we're able to use the concept of updating attributes. All right. The attribute is here before it was 100, but we're able to update it in the functions. And the moment we run it, it's reduced from 100 to 90. All right. Like here also, we're able to create a class of player. We use this as a constructor, which is a pre-built functions that comes with the classes. We're able to use self to bring out the attributes, which is name and level. And we're able to create our own intended functions, which is just to be able to, print out the name and the level. All right. And also, this is what we did in the first place. We want to create something that will greet people and tell us our age. Okay. And we're able to create a class of person, design create a pre-built functions, which is a constructor, and the self, which is supposed to be the follow com, I don't know, self. Now with the name and the age, we're able to use this self to bring in the attributes, and we're able to create our own functions. Don't forget that when we are creating classes, we have that function, we have that constructor, and we also have our own function. This constructor is what gives us access to be able to create attributes. I believe you understand this. I cannot explain it more than this. Just take your time, watch the video like maybe 2 or 3 times. I believe you understand afterwards. And thank you guys for watching. In the next tutorial, we're going to dive into inheritance. And until then, see you in the next one.